Let me share the screen. Right. Now, we look at it like this here. Y is equal to sine of x. Right. Now, let's zoom out here until our step is in 90 degrees. Right. As you can see, at 0, 0, so it's something to know at 0, 0, and at, oh no, wait, this is in radians. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Complex degrees. Right. Now y is equal to sine of excuse me. Right. Let's say 2x. Now let's zoom in here and we'll see the graph. Right. So as you can see, at 180, okay, let me increase the amplitude of this graph so we can see. Right. So here's a sine graph. The amplitude is 30. Can you guys see this? Can you see this? Can you see the graph? Right. So at 90, it hits around the number. Wait, so let's say this amplitude was not 30, right? And it was 1. Here's where, so on a sine graph, mm, it starts at 0, 0. At 180, it will hit 0, 180, and at 360, it will hit that. But let's say it has a vertical shift of 1. You'll see that, okay, now it only hits 0 at, okay, not like that. How do I do this? Okay, right, here's, and then let's say we add a vertical shift of 1. Now instead of being at a perfect 30, it's going to be at 31. But we know it's still a sine graph because at 0, it still hits, even because of the vertical shift, it should still be hitting 0, 0, but it hits 0, 1. Therefore, we know it's a sine graph. If it was a cos graph, then it wouldn't go near that. Even if it was a negative cos graph, it wouldn't go like, it wouldn't look like that. If it was a negative, it would hit 29. Okay, let's look at it like this here. Let's say you have cos of x, 30 cos x. So that means the amplitude is 30. The only reason why I'm doing is this so that you can see. Right. Now, that means at 30, it's going to hit 0 for cos. Whatever your amplitude is, if it's a cos graph, when it hits that amplitude, it will either be 0, 90, 270. When it hits the amplitude, it will be, so let's say it hits the 0. It will obviously cross over the 0 unless there's a vertical shift. That means that at 90 and at 270. There, it hits 0. No matter if I invert it or not, it's still gonna hit 0 at 90. But for a cos graph, so that's how you know it's a cos graph. Because unless vertically shifted, but vertically shifted shifts the whole graph up or down. So that's how you check. So let's say you got sine. Sine hits it at 0, 180, and 360. Negative sine still hits it at 0, 90, 180, 360. Negative cos will hit it at 90 and 270. 90, 270. Even if it's shifted, let's say the shift is by 1. Or let's say 30, right? Even though it shifted up, we can see that, okay, at 90, where 90 is, it's supposed to be at 30. And because there's a 30 shift, if we subtract 30 from that, it should be at 0. So even if we shift the graph down, we'll be able to tell. Because it starts here, goes up. That's a cos graph. That's a negative cos graph. A negative sine graph starts up, goes down. The only difference between a negative sine graph and let's say we can actually add another one. Let's say y is equal to minus, let's say 30 cos of x minus 30. Right, here's the cos graphs in here. Cos and sine graphs. As you can see, at let's remove this here because it will confuse you guys. Right, at 0, the cos graph hits 30 up, so it will hit 1. However, the sine graph hits 0, 0. So if we shift both up by, let's say, 30, we can still tell this one is the cos graph, this one's the sine graph. Now, even if you invert it, we can tell, okay, this is the cos because it starts up and goes down, and we know it's not negative. Amplitude 30, therefore, because it starts there, 60, we know it's shifted up 30. Does everyone understand? You gave up. What about you, Amma?
So vertical shift depends on like what does the vertical shift depend on?
So, to get your vertical shift, you first have to solve all the other stuff, right? Oh, it's Tabiso. Okay, right. Now, vertical shift, you just have to look for. Vertical shift shifts your entire period up by, let's say, 1. But amplitude shifts everything up and down, if you understand what I'm saying. Then the negative, the inverse, switches it around. However, you'll still be able to pick it up if you can determine quickly what your vertical shift is. Then you can easily determine whether it's cos, sine, negative cos, or negative sine.